What's up, guys? Jesse here at Evolution Lures again. So today I just wanted to we have had several requests for people asking how we tie our seawitch heads. This is the KingKiller head. It comes in several different sizes, but essentially we've come across this new way to tie the heads. I found it a lot easier. I've been tying heads for probably 7 or 8 years now, and it takes a lot of effort to tie heads properly. But this new method I'm going to show you, it makes things. It might be slightly slower for some people that are professional hair tiers, but it for people that just want an accurate tie every time, this solution works pretty well. So another thing I wanted to show you is that we've got this new hair that CatchAll Tackle's selling. We've been tying with their old hair for a while, and it's good stuff. I mean, fish love that stuff, but it does tangle, especially if you don't treat it well. But he's got this new hair, and it's the diameter's slightly larger, and it's a little bit stiffer. So as far as tying it goes and lure maintenance goes, after it's been in the water a few times, it's definitely to me, it's a better quality product. So today I'm just going to show you really quickly how we tied these up. I like to measure my hair. General rule is the more hair you have on a lure, the more water resistance you're going to have on the troll. So what you want to do is, on a smaller lure head like this, you want to put not too much hair, because what will happen is you'll end up getting it skiing across the water. So less is more with a smaller lure, or it also all depends on the weight. If you've got a small lure like this and it's made of lead, obviously you can put more hair on. So for a head like this that's got no weight in it, we're going to put about 4 grams of hair on each side. So what I typically do is, I've got my other guys do this differently, but I've got my stuff in a box here, and I just sort of weigh it out. So I'm just going to pull off 4 grams real quick. And as long as you're close, it's fine. It doesn't have to be dead on. I mean, some people don't weigh the hair at all. So now, once I've got the hair in my hand, what you'll need for this new method is 2 of these black small rubber bands. They don't have to be black, but wherever you can find these small rubber bands, and then 1 sort of regular rubber band. I mean, this probably came off some vegetables or something I bought from the grocery store. So what you want to do is you just put that on the end there, and I wrap 4 times. And you just really want enough to hold it on there, and I'm gonna roll it as close to the end as possible without losing any hair. So that just allows it to sit nicely on the back of the skirt, and you'll see how that works. And I'm just gonna cut this excess off just to make it clean. You don't have to do that. Now we're gonna quickly grab the white, set this out of the way. So I'm just gonna tie a traditional pink and white. And obviously pink and white, blue and white, those are the top colors. Everybody catches fish on pink and white and blue and white. So quickly again, you just take it in your hand like this, and you want to just 2, 3, 4. Now you can set up, if you're doing a bunch of lures, you could set up a bunch of these and be ready to tie a bunch. Now next, we sell this Mylar on our website. It comes in a bunch of different colors, 6 inches and 8 inches. This is a 6-inch piece. And what I'm gonna do is, it's got a bow in it, like naturally, because it comes off of a larger roll. And we sell these rolls of double-sided tape as well. I just lay this down, and again, like, you can do this a bunch at a time, but I'm just doing 1 lure in this case. So I've got my double-sided tape on the flat side there. There's like a point where all the little pieces of Mylar Flash come together. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off the excess on the other end, which is it's gonna allow me to break this up easier when I'm done, and the hair won't be in the way. Now we're ready to tie. So now we've got this extra rubber band and these two guys ready to go. So what you want to do is find the top of your lure. Obviously the darker hair is going to go on the back of the top, on the back always, and the lighter hair on the bottom. And you want to essentially take the lure in your hand like this and make the rubber band line up roughly with the shoulder, and then take the next one on the bottom like this, rubber band on the shoulder, and then you're going to take, actually wait, sorry, I skipped a step. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this this Mylar strip, and we're just going to put it on first. You have to put that on first because this is going to be on the outside. All right, now let's do that again. So you can see the eyes there. So you want to put on the back of the lure the darker, and on the belly essentially the lighter. Now we're going to take our bigger rubber band. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're ready to go. So what you want to do now is you're just going to pull off these other rubber bands, because the sort of yellow rubber band there is got it all stabilized. And you want to just make sure that the ends of these hairs extend off the back of the foot. And some people like to go further out. I'll show you in a minute why I like to just keep mine close. It does provide more ballyhoo protection for a longer troll with these hairs further out, but it also tends to make it ski more on a light lure like this. So it's up to you. It depends on your needs. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just press on the top and bottom a little bit, get it loosened up. I'm going to just roll these pieces here on the sides to kind of extend around the edges there. And now what we have is this lure is basically ready to tie up. And what makes this nice is, you know, the way I've tied a lot of lures over the years, you end up, you know, with the other method, this is a pain because you get one chance at it, and it's kind of a pain to move the hair around. With this method, you know, I can throw this down, I can do 10 of these, and they're all ready to go, and then I can get to tying. But it just really allows you to not panic or do things too fast. You can just kind of make sure all your hair is exactly where you want without things getting out of control. Now that we're ready, there's another couple of ways to do this. I have this 30-pound wax floss. That stuff, a company called Toughline makes it, is the most common company that makes it. It's nice. It works great. A lot of people use it to tie. But now that I've got this method, I like to use, in this case, I'm using about a 15-pound test pure fluorocarbon line. You can probably use any monofilament or whatever you want. But I'm going to use this fluoro line. So first, make sure you can see this, I take the line in my hand like this, put my finger through and wrap twice. And what that does is it creates a place for me to put my thumb and stabilize this. So I now put my finger there, and I grab this where I'm ready, and then I put my thumb over the back of the skirt. So what I have is a nice tight connection right there between my thumb and the line, and I wrap it around my finger there just to give it some tension, and I go around 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now you can just move the rubber band out of the way, and now what you've got is tension here and tension here, and you can pull this rubber band off, but hold the tension because everything's sort of stabilized on those 4 wraps. So next, what we want to do is pull this tight and then go around on the left side of the wrap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and give it a good tug there. And you can see we've got a nice clean wrap. We're going to actually move the wrap over to wrapping on the other side now, which will put as the wraps go on, it will put pressure towards the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now you can see everything is sort of spreading out there and spreading out here. And what we've got is you just hold pressure right here against the wrap, and you take your scissors and you cut off about 6 to 8 inches, because now what we're going to do is going to go through that loop twice. One time around, and you got to be careful here not to grab the flare hair, because that will get caught up in there. But you'll get used to it if you do it a few times. And then again. Now we've got a clean wrap, and what we want to do is take our other hand and close the loop like that. Now everything's again stabilized, and you want to find your tag in, which is hard to see because of all this hair. There it is. I see it in there. Get it out. Okay, so tag in from the original and pull the loop. Now you can see this does happen sometimes. I've actually caught the hair in there. Easiest thing to do when that happens, because it will happen, especially if you're not used to it, just pull that, take a hook tip, pull that back out a little bit and get it around the hair. Just to get that free. And then grab the tag in. And what you want to do is you want to pull that tight, tag in all the way tight like that. So now what we have is a clean connection all the way through there, and we're going to cut the excess. Sorry for the shaking. I've had a lot of coffee this morning. All right. So now I'm sure some of you are saying, well, you know, this hair is probably going to pull out easy, and it does still pull out easy. So the way to make this smooth is I'm going to actually take my scissors and I'm going to just go around the edges here over a garbage can, which I've got right here under my workbench. And if you just run the scissors nice against the edge there and just slowly pull as you go around, it creates a nice smooth result. And then you can take, you know, however much excess hair. That's 6 inches obviously right there. I like to go a little bit beyond, so because once the hair folds back, you're going to lose a little bit of length on the lure. So now if you're just wanting to get out there and you don't want to secure it anymore, that's fine. This will run perfectly well. I've got a brush here. I'm just going to give it a couple of brushes, and just to kind of show you how it opens up nicely. And there you go. So you've got a nice lure. But you want to go the extra step and really make these things last a while in the water. What you can do is get any super glue from the hardware store. But what I would recommend is buying some of these tips off of Amazon. I think they come in like 100 pack. They last you forever. So what you want to do is you want to put this glue on this, just a ring of super glue in a couple of places that really makes the hair stick. As you run the glue around the back of the hair here, it creates what's called a capillary action. And this capillary action will pull the super glue down into the hair there and bond it all together. And obviously, once you've done all this a few times, you could speed up quite a bit faster. And you can even see the glue's coming in there, and it'll dry clear. It's just going to be a little stiff there, but the stiffness is worth it, because this will bind all your hairs together and they will not come out. And then what you want to do is, just to protect this area from getting bites, because obviously one toothy critter hits this and it's going to all come undone. What you want to do is, I found it actually helps a whole lot just to run a small bead right against the hair where the knot is. Make sure not to get anywhere near, obviously, your hair running towards the head. And then just kind of give it a nice little ring of glue there. And if you want, I've seen people also do nail polish, clear nail polish, or nail polish with glitter in it, and just run it around the same way with the little brush, and you get pretty much the same result. So now this head is ready to go. And you can test how well you did as far as balance. These lures will pull even if you get the hair imbalanced. It's on a line, so if anything it might make it shake a little bit more, but it's going to run fine. But you can see if it stands up directly like this, you've got enough balance to where the hair isn't too far one way or another. So that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think, or if you have any questions. This KingKiller head and others of different sizes and weights are for sale on our website, along with the Mylar and the double-sided tape. And yeah, you guys have a great day and tight lines.